I have been living alone for the past 3 years, and let me just tell you my own experience. Hi, my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, nice to meet you. My name is CJ, and if you're a returning subscriber, it's good to have you back. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my living alone experience while I do my makeup. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So guys, I've done my brows off camera and I've taken my head to the back because we don't want any distractions, clearly. But I noticed that there's been like a living alone pandemic. If that's what I'll call it. But a lot of people are more vocal about living alone and romanticizing the entire thing, and I think it's beautiful. If you don't know why it's happening, it's because as ladies, as females, we were groomed to go from daddy's roof to husband's roof. A lot of people did not have the opportunity to experience living on their own. Aside, like in school, when you were in school, a lot of people did not get to take that big adult step and stay on their own, experience life on their own, get to know what they like, what they do not like, before they finally transition to getting married. So now that it's happening, a lot of people are more vocal, and it's honestly, it's very beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. If you have the opportunity, it's not a big deal, honestly. Forget all the aesthetics you're seeing about it. It's not such a big deal. But if you are opportuned or you have the opportunity to do that, do it. I've never really done my makeup while talking, so this might be a little this might be a chore for me. But guys, I've been living alone since 2020. I think I've said this before. If you've been following my channel or if you've watched my moving vlogs, you know I moved to Abuja in 2020. What brought me here was NYSC, and I just used the opportunity to just try to experience like life on my own, and it's been quite a journey. Guys, we have to be doing my makeup while we do this. Oh my god. So normally I would underpaint. I've been underpainting recently, but I don't want to do that today. I want to just do the normal makeup today, right? So I'm going to go in with my foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Super Stay, the Maybelline 30 Hour Foundation in 340 Cappuccino. I'm looking to try the NARS foundation though, or any other good brand out there, but for now I've been using this Maybelline Super Stay foundation, and I really like it. I really do. Back to what I was saying. So I moved here in 2020 when I was in my NYSC. It was also during the COVID pandemic and all. So I really didn't know so much about ABJ. I just got a place close to where I was working at the time, and it was not a bad experience, obviously. And honestly, my house rent then, when I think about the first house rent I paid when I moved to Abuja and the house rent I'm paying now, it's just, the difference is really high, guys. The difference is really high. Honestly, the self-contained, I was in self-contained then, and the self-contained I was in, I think I was paying 200,000 naira, right? And it was not bad. I mean, obviously there were so many things that could be improved and worked on. It was not POP, obviously, but it still served its purpose, and I enjoyed living there. I was young. I mean, I was 23 at the time. Yeah, it was wild. It was like I felt like I was doing something so big, and I know I was, because that was like the beginning to a lot of things in my life. I got what I could get with the budget I had. Obviously, if you're working with that kind of budget, you know that you're not going to stay in town. I wasn't in town. I think I was in, should I tell you guys where I was? Do I want to say? Hold on, what's the problem with saying it, actually? Guys, I was staying in Cairo, okay? I was staying in Cairo. That was the first place I lived in, Abuja, Cairo. And I think I have like such a special attachment for Cairo because it's such a good place if you're just starting out and you're working with your budget. Obviously, housing is getting more expensive in that area right now, but Cairo, Jikoyi axis. I think if you want to do, further down, I think there's Kuru doing that axis as well. But Cairo, it was a good place to stay for my first year. It was. So when I look back at it now, and I'm like, yo, there was time I was paying 200k, and now I'm paying this much. Mado. And there's so much I have learned from that first experience till now, because nobody helped me to find the house. I just took myself started looking for an agent myself. I had no help whatsoever. At that time, I did not have any friend that had gotten a place here in Abuja. So I had zero experience, zero helping hand. I did everything myself. And honestly, it was quite a hassle. It was not easy. But over the years, I have learned and unlearned, and I can tell you some things for free so that you don't have to like go through the same process. By the way, the price I paid then, when I went back, like when I was making that video, I went back to that area just to like get an idea of what housing is now, and let me tell you, there is no 200,000 naira house now. Like that house is no longer, like I was like, wait, what? This is just 2020, like, okay, 2020, 2021, and you're telling me this house costs this much? Because like, at least minimum, I was hearing 300k, 250k. Yeah, if you want something more modern though, the price has gone up, which is, I would say, is normal. Honestly, it's normal considering what's happening in Nigeria, the cost of things, the cost of living. I'll be surprised if people are not increasing their rent safe and all, because like, you know, they have to make their money from somewhere. Let's talk about my experience. So the first thing I'm going to say is that agents will stress you out. You see, agents, if you can avoid agents in your house hunting process, God has done it for you. But you see, agents, they're going to stress you out. Okay, let me do my concealer. So I'm going to use this LA Pro Conceal. I'm almost out. I need to get a new one. Damn. This was very risky because I usually don't film here. If you guys know, I tried to film like with a different setting because I wanted to like try something new. I've got something new and my bed sheets want to stain. If you know how much I hate stains, and because I have like white sheets, I'm so particular about stains and anything that goes on my bed. So maybe this was a wrong choice because like for safety purposes. Back to what I'm saying, right? Guys, you see these agent people, just be patient. Just be patient with them because they are going to test your patience a lot. Even till date, it's such a process that I completely just want to avoid. Anything that will make me start going back and forth with agents is just something I would like to pass on. Do you understand? But unfortunately, if you're looking for a house, you need agents because, you know, you're not just going to see houses on the road, except like you're super lucky. I don't even know how that works. In my house hunting video, I think I kind of explained or spoke about it a little bit, but thankfully I was able to find some good agents. Out of like 10 agents that I worked with, I think at least I know like 2 good agents that try to be nice and that had good customer service and just knew how to talk to you, because some agents are so rude. Like, you will call somebody and the person will be screaming and shouting on you on the phone like you're not going to pay them money. If I tell you this is what I want, do not show me any house that is like completely opposite of what I asked you for. I hate it so much, and agents will do it over and over again. Before I go and check out a house, you must send me pictures first. I don't care what you say. If you're not sending me pictures, don't worry, I'm not coming. Keep your house. I'm good, okay? If you're not sending me any picture or video, just keep yours. I don't want to see it, because there's something they do. Sometimes they even show you a picture or a video, and then when you get there, they'll show you a different house entirely. I've had cases like that, but it has not happened to me personally. But all they want to do is make money, okay? They just want to make money off their inspection fee. Yes, you have to pay inspection fee here if you want to see any house. I think in some places it's cheaper than others. So when I was staying in Cairo, and going to go and research on Kubo and Lube, I realized that the agency fee, is it agent fee? Yeah, it's agency fee that you pay there is cheaper than the one I paid when I was looking for my house, and the one I pay now that I'm filming another content. I don't want to spill that, but it's the price difference. There's a difference, right? There's a price difference. So I think in those areas you can pay like 2,000, 1,500, depending on the particular agent. But if you're looking for a house in town or in some specific areas, you are going to spend some places 4,000, 5,000 to see one house. Except maybe you're lucky that this particular agent has like several houses. In that case, that person might be nice enough to show you like 3 houses for the price of that 5,000. But normally they'll just show you one house and they will seek what's called the inspection fee from you. Agents work with themselves, right? So this person might be showing you like, oh, he has this house, he has this house, he has this house. it will turn out that he only has one house and he has to connect you with another agent. So you now have to pay for that other agent. They will not tell you before you go for that inspection. Only for you to not get there, and then you now have to pay this agent, that agent, this agent, transport fare here, like it's crazy. So one thing I would say is be very specific. When I say specific, be very specific to the agents you're working with. Also work with agents sometimes via recommendations. If you want to at least eliminate the stress to at least 50%, try to work with agents based on recommendations. If you've watched my videos and you check my description box, you know I've recommended some agents in the description and they will definitely help you. The ones I recommend, I don't recommend anybody that will give you stress. I try to recommend people that I've worked with, and the moment they start giving me stress, I will remove them. It's honestly the only thing I don't like about house hunting. Honestly, I really hate it. I'm going to go in with this lipstick. I use this lipstick as a blush. You can call me ghetto or whatever, but this is what I have been doing. Till I get a cream blush, I have been using my red lipstick, or any color of lipstick I have in general, honestly. Because I am not underpainting, I'm going to go easy with it right now. The second experience I'm going to talk about is that some landlords are straight from hell. I've lived alone 3 years and I've stayed in 3 different houses in these 3 years, and let me tell you, some landlords are straight from the pit of hell. Some landlords will stress you. Some landlords are not just good people, okay? I'm just going to put it out there. At least the first 2 houses I lived in, that's all I'm going to say. So the first house, the landlord lived inside the compound, and I think that was such a terrible experience because the landlord was very I'm very calm. I don't go out. I don't have much friends. I don't have friends over. I don't even I don't like break rules if there are any rules in the house. But that landlord was just very dramatic. Well, I had light issues and he would always give me problems with that. Water issues as well. Whenever I complain, if I ever try to complain, he would try to suppress me and talk about just try to bully me. I always felt like having a landlord in your compound will be helpful. If anything spoils, someone is there to actually repair, But on the contrary, that was not the case. It was so annoying. This particular landlord, I just knew that I'm not gonna stay here the second time. So the moment he told me oh no, he doesn't want to rent out the place again, that he wants to use it for personal stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, cool. I was already willing to leave because this guy has been giving me issues. I had a lot of light and water issues in that house. Tip about house hunting, right? So honestly, if you want to house hunt, be patient and start on time, because sometimes there are times when there are houses available and there are times when houses are not available. January, February, I'm not sure you're going to see a place like that, but towards the middle of the year, people will start packing out, or new houses are getting open and things of that nature. You will start finding, you will start seeing more houses, more housing options for you. Because from my experience, to get a good house depends on when you are searching, okay? So when you are searching matters a lot. When, what month? So I know middle of the year, August, September, October, from that June, maybe not say June, maybe just June till October, because after that, most people have moved into their houses, and people are not exactly, you might not see enough options to now choose from. At the time I was looking for a house, there weren't many self-contained apartments available, because that's what I was looking for. At that time I was even considering leaving Abuja completely, but that's an entirely different story. We're not going to talk about that today. But in this particular house, the landlord wasn't living there, because this time I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't live with a landlord. I don't want the stress, because he can come in the night around 10 o'clock and start knocking at my door. You go and remove your clothes from the back, go and remove it. I'm just that was a lot in that first house. So but this time I was like, no, I don't want to live with a landlord anymore. This house was fully tenant and all. The second house I got, the landlord wasn't exactly living there, but this man gave me issues. Actually, I was scammed. I'm not joking, I was scammed. But you can go and watch the video. The video is still up on my channel. I just explained what the experience was like, because this man told me one thing, and ended up doing another thing. And I always say, oh, another quick tip about housing: do not for any reason pay for a house that is not complete. Okay, don't do it for any reason, no matter what they try to tell you. Oh no, it's going to be ready the next 1 week. No, if it's not ready, like the final product, and you've seen it and you like it, don't pay for the house. This was my case. I paid for a house that wasn't complete, and they sold dreams to me, and I believed their dreams. Maybe the man even believed himself, because all the dreams this guy sold to me that made me actually pay that money for that house, none of them were fulfilled. None of them came to pass. None of these dreams happened. Okay, so I was scammed. The house had a lot of issues. In this case now, even when I think in that place we did not have prepaid meter, did we? No, there was no prepaid meter. There was light issues with NEPA. There was water issues. There were so many issues, and when you called the guy, he would switch off his line. He would just switch off his line. Like, he doesn't care about the tenant. So in my first house, I had a landlord that was present, but he wasn't, he was dramatic. That's what I'll say. In the second house, the landlord wasn't living there, but he was annoying. He was so annoying. This guy literally never picks the calls of the tenants. He will not, he doesn't want to take any responsibility whatsoever of his own house. Some landlords are from the pit of hell. Okay, so just don't worry about it. It's part of the experience. My third house, I do have a good and wonderful landlord, so God is good. I have a better experience, and this time my landlord lives, you know, in the same compound I live in, and it's a good experience. So I'm going to set my face with this Zaron setting powder. Honestly, at this point, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. I'm just like winging it right now. Usually I would do another undertone with my classic HD foundation. Like, I put this on my concealer again, but I kind of forgot while we were talking, so I have to not do with that today. That's that about landlords. Another bonus thing I would say is that if you're living with your landlord, though, you might have curfews and some rules and regulations depending on the type of house, you know, you live in. Some houses, my first house, the rules weren't there, but they were there. It wasn't said, but it's there. Do you understand? Second house, there were no rules because the landlord was a runaway landlord, so do what you want, do as you please. But my current place has like some rules that you're supposed to abide, you know, by. And if you're someone who is just rebellious, like you don't like rules set in place, honestly, don't live with your landlord. Okay, me, I don't have a problem with that. It's fine by me, so it works perfectly for me. Another experience I would say is you're going to learn and relearn yourself, right? I think this is my favorite part of living alone. This is actually my favorite part. I always knew I loved aesthetics, but I did not understand to what degree I loved it. Do you understand? I did not understand, you know, my capacity and my capabilities and just a lot of things about myself. You know, the way I love things to be kept, you know, that I'm a clean freak sometimes, you know, type of things I like to prepare, cooking abilities. You are going to learn and relearn things about yourself. Even my cooking skills improved when I started living alone. I learned so much about cooking. I fell in love with cooking. It's such a beautiful thing. You know, making that big girl decision, prioritizing some things, saying, oh, this is what I want to set as my priority and this is what I don't want. You know, when I started living alone, I realized that I'm not really big on going out. I feel like when you're in school or when you're in your parents' house, you'd be like,
I can't wait to go live on my own so that I can be going to any party, come back whatever time I want.
Girl.
For me, this is a personal one. I just realized that a lot of things I felt I would do when I'm out on my own, it doesn't really appeal to me now. When those rules are no longer in place, who are you? So it's such a good character development stage. That's what I think. So yeah, I do recommend this 100% just for this reason. For this reason alone, Seth. What I did with my eyes is that I use like an eyeliner. So I use like this, I don't know, it's like a kajal. No, this is not a kajal. This is like a normal basic eyeliner. So I use it to like line my eye a little bit, and then I go in with this like I don't know what type of brush to call this. I don't know, this is like my old Bobbi Brown brushes and I still use them till date. and I just use it to like smudge it out to create like a smoky effect. I do it when I'm also trying to create like a smoky look and I don't have like a black shadow in my eyeshadow palette. And if it's too much, I'll go in with this angled brush, and I use it to just blend, to like remove the excesses. That's basically what I do. So I'm going to do the other eye and then we'll continue talking. Let's go in and contour my face. Now the next point I'm going to say is that paying rent and bills will never be normal. I don't care how many times you do it. I don't care how many times you actually pay rent or you actually pay for electricity or pay like your gas bill. It will never just be normal. Like, maybe I haven't done it enough times. Maybe 3 years is not enough to like get, to normalize it or to make you feel like, okay, this is real. But whenever like my rent is almost due, whenever I just have to pay for things that usually do not concern me in my house, whenever I have to pay for them, I'm just like, hey, this independent lady, it's not easy. It's not easy. No, honestly, it's not even for the faint-hearted. Like, I respect our fathers, I respect our parents, I respect anybody who has had to like take care of kids or take care of people. You don't understand the amount of responsibility they are shouldering, especially in this current state of Nigeria. You don't understand. You really don't understand. Till you experience it, you not say, oh. Or if I know. So it just hasn't registered. Whenever like my rent is almost due, month end is coming and I have to like pay for this, pay for that. I'm just like, this adulting. I think eventually you probably get accustomed to it, but for now, 3 years and I'm still not used to it. I mean, it's a lot easier now. Like this year, I'm not fidgeting, I'm not scared, I'm not worried. I'm just like, it's just, life is good, life is good. Life will sort itself out. I've learned. I feel like I'm talking too much now. I'm rambling. Let me go ahead and finish this makeup look off camera and then we'll come back and wrap up this video. Alright, so I am done with my makeup. I tried a red lip today. I haven't done a red lip in a minute. Where is my comb? But do we like or do we like? Okay, enough of that. This is not a makeup video. But the last point I want to talk about is, if you don't romanticize it yourself, you're going to feel scammed. Let me say it again. If you don't romanticize it yourself, you are going to feel scammed. Let me explain. Now you're watching all these living alone vlogs, living alone content on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever, and you're like, okay, I'm going to get my own space, and then you get your own space and it's like, meh. You understand? Like, oh, nothing is happening. You're watching people, they're like, buy this candle here, this, that, and you're like, they're doing too much. Let me tell you, first of all, I feel like there's a misconception that people do these things just for content. I mean, some people might, but for me and some other people that I know, people actually like this stuff. Do you understand? Taking time to like make your room smell good, look good is a lifestyle. It's not just for for internet. It's not just for social media. When you do it, there's a particular peace of mind and love you have for your space when your space looks and feels good. Okay? So if you don't take your own time to take good care of your space, change your sheets, take care of your home, arrange it the way that pleases you. Do you understand? You don't have to like follow the general aesthetics or like the minimalist aesthetics that is everywhere. You have to just take it, arrange your room the way you like. Choose the right color for you. Choose the right bed sheets for you. If you don't take your time to like appreciate every single detail, buy a candle, buy a diffuser, everything that'll make your room smell good, anything that'll make your house smell good. If you don't take time to love up on your own space, you're going to feel scammed. All the things you're seeing on the internet is because they took their time to appreciate and love up on their space, taking out time to cook meals that you like, taking out time to learn how to dish and plate your meals. This requires being intentional. You have to be very intentional. I've seen negative comments of people thinking that some creators are just like, trying to form like fake life or something, and it's not. It's just being intentional. Do you understand? They are intentional about living alone to the fullest. You don't have mommy or daddy making the decisions for you. You don't have anyone calling the shots. You are solely responsible for everything that happens in your house. Cleaning my room, burning a candle, arranging my bed is one of the most therapeutic things for me. It's like a therapy session for me. I just enjoy it and just playing music. So if you want to enjoy it and really understand what the hype, because that's what I'll call it, right? The hype is about, you have to be intentional. And you don't just have to do it when you're living alone. You can do it even when you're in your house. These videos are literally out there for you to be inspired or get like some ideas or get creative. Do you understand? You can do it when you're in your family house if you have like your own personal room, or like you just have anything that you can call your space. Be intentional about it. It's such a beautiful feeling. So yeah, they're definitely the good and the bad sides. I'm sorry guys, it took the lights being a content creator in Nigeria. this is what it looks like. But security wise, I'll say I haven't had any problem with security. Honestly, I look for secure areas. I ask questions. See, before you get a place as a girl, even as a guy, ask questions, my guy. I prefer to stay in an estate. So if you can look for an estate, at least it gives you like general security. And then if your compound, like the place where you're staying, has its own security, good for you. The first place I stayed was not an estate, but we had like a security post and there was a security man, right? And then the second place I lived, it was just the grace of God that kept me. We need to be giving testimony often, because it was God that just kept me through that entire year, because that place wasn't exactly secure. There was something called the vigilante or something, but it did not have like a gate man. The security wasn't tight, but God was faithful. So this place, I was very, very particular about an estate security. I've not had any problems before, but obviously we don't want to have problems in future. So it's good to like take these extra measures. So always try your best, because I've heard like really crazy stories, and security can be low in some places and some environments. So before you get a place, ask questions, ask your friends, ask people that are living in Abuja, just ask questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. Don't feel like you're bugging anyone. They say onye jula judre de fools, or somebody that asks questions will not lose their way. So ask questions. It will help you to like know what areas will work best for you, so that you will not go and they'll go and rob you, and then start hearing stories that touch the heart. So yeah, those are the things I can pick from my head at the moment. If there are other things, I will obviously talk about it in another video, but for now, these are the points that are really sticking out to me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, share it on your socials, tag me. My handle is on the screen. And if you also enjoyed it, please leave me a comment in the comment section. Tell me your own experience if you are living alone. If you have not, ask me whatever question that maybe I did not cover in this video, but I will want to talk to you, so leave me a comment. Until I see you in my next video, don't forget to tell a friend, to tell another friend, to tell somebody to do what? Subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.